Today is a very exciting day. Um, I just left my oncologist, and today was my 5-year checkup, and everything is clean, which is a really, really fantastic feeling to know that I have another year of good health and no surprises at least when it comes to cancer in my near future. So we will have another appointment in a year to see where my levels are at and make sure that we're all good. But fuck, to put it lightly, 5 years. 5 years has gone by. And it's a really good feeling. And there are so many emotions that go through my mind. A year ago today, I was freaking out mentally because I felt like I was having night sweats again and I didn't know what was going on. And when you are a survivor and you progress year to year, that date, when it comes around, it literally gives you this mind boggle because you just don't know what's happening with your body. So you look for all of the signs, any implication that you might have to go through everything again. So last year I had a meltdown and I called my oncologist and I was like, I just have to have a PET scan. I have to do it. Which is interesting as I walk out of the center today and there's the PET scan outside waiting to test and give results to copious amounts of people today. And thankfully, a week after I had my PET scan last year, they called me and told me that there was not a single cancer cell in the entirety of my body. And I broke down. I had an absolute meltdown. And I'm flashing back to this moment last year because it was a day like today. It was raining. I was sitting in my car when they called me, and very similar to what's happening right now, but I will not be getting a phone call today because everything's great. And I was just bawling my eyes out, and she's telling me, she's like, honey, it's okay, like, you're doing great. And I'm just thinking, I'm just crying, and I'm like, I know it's good, and I can barely get the words out to let her know that I'm okay. And she gets emotional on the phone and is crying too, and I don't even know the lady that's calling me, but she's like, I wish I was there to just give you a hug. And as soon as I got off the phone, I called her and called my mom and let her know, and I was bawling my eyes out, and she was so scared and nervous, and I didn't mean to make her afraid, but it was good news. And sometimes when it's really good news, you get overly emotional because this whole experience is overly emotional. It's just a complete mental game. It's like chess in a way. And it wasn't until last year and this past year that I felt like myself again. It took me almost 4 years to feel like a normal person again, to slowly get the mental craziness out of my brain, to work through therapy. And there's no shame in that, but people that go through traumatic events like that can obtain forms of PTSD. And it's a difficult thing because friends and family don't necessarily understand it, and it really just kind of gets inside your head. But today is great news. It might be raining, but I can kind of take this as a symbolic, like, washing away of all of the mind games and mental game of going through chemo and having cancer. It's 5 years, and I'm definitely going to celebrate that for sure. So that's my update for now. That's my 5-year update. 5 years. 5 years cancer free. It's a pretty great feeling.